This video is going to focus on how to draw your curves. There are a few different ways that we curve when we're writing in cursive. Remember, you want to start off with your feet on the floor, sitting up straight, paper flat on a table, holding your pencil the correct way, right-handed and left-handed, and then you need to tilt your paper. So when I start off, and I'm talking about curving up. Now when I curve up, I need to start on the bottom line. Okay, and sometimes I like to draw a dot to help me remember where I need to start. Now when we do cursive, we need to make sure that we have a slant, that we always go from the bottom line and curve up to the top line. And that's going to be for capital letters. When we do lowercase letters, sometimes you'll go all the way up, but sometimes you'll also stop at the middle line, the dotted line. Either way, you want to practice your curving up so that they all look the same. Notice how my paper has been turned, and that helps me get my curve. If you look right here, my curve starts over here, but it ends way over here. I'm not curving straight up, and I'm not curving way over here. That's too much. So we don't want to do that. We do just want a gentle curve from the bottom to the top, and from the bottom to the middle. When we curve down, there are two different ways to curve down. We can curve down by starting at the top, and this is going to be a backwards curve. So we're going to come down, and it's going to be the opposite of when we curved up. So we've just started at the top line, curved backwards, and ended up at the bottom line. You can do the same thing, or you could start a curve down from the middle and stop at the bottom. Okay? You can also do a forward curve. A forward curve would face the other direction. If we started in the middle, curved down to the bottom. If we started at the top, we curved down to the bottom. Okay? We don't want to curve all the way over. We don't want to curve straight down. Okay? And we don't want our curves to have zigzag squiggles. We want our curves to be smooth and to not drop. Okay, so that was a curve down. We also have what's called a curve over, and that's going to help us with certain letters. A curve over is when we start at the bottom, just like we did with the curve up. A curve over is when we're going to push with our pencil. Okay, so we're going to start at the bottom and push right here. Okay, so here we came down, and here we came down. We've been pulling our pencil. Here we pushed, but we went up, right? And we curved this way. When we curve over, we push and we go away from ourselves. A curve over might look like this for the top. Okay, and we always start at the bottom and curve away from us and push with our pencil, and we can end on the middle and we can end at the top. Some examples of curve down would be the letter E. I'm sorry, curve up would be E. So if I'm curving up, I start at the bottom and I curve to the middle, and then I have to curve down to make the loop, and then I'm going to curve back up again. So there's the letter E. The letter L also has a curve up all the way to the top, and then we come back and we curve down, touch the bottom, and curve back up. Lowercase e, lowercase l, they look very similar. Notice how the E stops on the dotted line and the L goes all the way to the top. Notice though that neither of my letters drop below the bottom line. I also have some curve downs where we want to do the letter O, and we would curve down, touch the bottom line, and then we're going to curve back up and we're going to meet. But O is special because it does a little loop and goes right back to that middle line. The letter A starts in the middle, which is odd, I know. It curves down and then it curves back up and it meets. But we have to curve back down and come back to the middle. So once again, the letter A, if you'll notice, comes straight up. There's no loops in this letter. We curve down, come straight up, and curve back around. We also have the letter D, which curves down, and this time we go all the way up to the top line, come straight back down, and curve. Most of your letters, lowercase, are going to have this little tail that comes back up to the middle line when it's by itself. You should get into the habit of making this tail because that will help you later when we start writing words and all of our letters have to be connected. The last thing that I want to show you is a slant. Some letters will have a straight slant on the diagonal. Those still are not straight up and down. Okay? We have short slants and tall slants. Okay? Look for the next video that's going to show you how to connect certain letters and how to retrace certain letters.